Information requested. Okay, how dare you, Mr. Will? No, I'm sorry.
What happened this time?
Information requested. Smiley's podcast is doing Uncrowned. Close the bracket. How dare you, Mr. Will White? How dare you? How very dare you?
Yeah, it was a good book.
Yeah. We don't need introductions. We're gonna skip the introduction part because I need to know.
Yeah.
How dare you? Who are
Yes.
you? How dare you? Who do you think you are? Um. Yeah, this was a book which, much like Underlord, the
Underlord.
book before this, we were very angry at because Mr. Will White is playing with our feelings,
Yeah.
and he is toying with them like fiddles, and we like it, and we say thank you at the end. But how dare you?
Okay. See, I think the feels were like much more in this book, but also the action was so much more. It was overall. I think I like it more, but also it was not like 100% like Underlord was. Underlord, I didn't have to stop and think like, oh, this is not well done or anything. Uncrowned has one or two bits like that, where I thought maybe this is a bit, doesn't land. But overall, I
Right.
was so happy with the book. And then I was like, I kept asking you to please finish, please finish. We need to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah. This is also the first book in a while which I haven't read twice, so I'm gonna forget a few things.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Mara finished this book like in 2 days, 3 days,
Two. Yeah.
2 days. It was, it's a really good book, which shouldn't be shocking to anyone. Yeah, and it pretty much has to do with the Uncrowned King tournament, which you would think because this is Cradle, and you've come to expect some things, and maybe it's gonna be tough, and we're gonna see some like interesting fights, and it's gonna be some cool shit, and then Lyndon's gonna make it to the end. Nope, nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah.
He just, yeah. How dare you? How dare you, Mr. Worldwide? Like,
Let's go one by one. Let's go in an order.
what order?
No?
In
Oh,
like
you
order
want
of
to
events,
rent? You
order of
want to
characters, order of what? What is the order?
characters? I thought,
Yeah, sure.
or
So
teams? Do you want to take them as teams?
yeah, sure. Let's do teams, right?
Because I don't remember much of
Yeah. So you
which
have
team is
like
what.
for the primary Aqua team, the primary Black Flame Empire team. There's only one. Um, you have the other Aurelius team, which were also fairly interesting.
Yeah, they were fun.
There was. Does Zeal even have a team? I don't think Zeal has teammates because they get eliminated really quickly. With like
Zeal.
Zeal's team,
Yeah,
which is just Zeal. Um,
with his hammer. Yeah,
you have the Dragons, which is basically just
Sephora.
Safara, the team.
Sephora. I'm going to keep calling Sephora.
Sephora, okay, she's
The
the beauty
gold with
product
the.
dragon.
She's a pretty woman. Come on.
Yeah, no, she is.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
The
Um,
Black Flame prisoner. They're all with them, right?
right,
They're
yeah,
all with the
he
dragon side.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
then
also,
there
how
is
dare you?
the Winter
But
Sage,
yeah,
the Adama. How do you say the sage's name? Erin's master's name?
Adama.
Adama. I say
I just
Adama.
default to Adama. Yeah,
Like
probably not
Adam.
gonna be that.
Adama.
Yeah,
I would
probably.
guess. I've not seen any Bill White interview, so I don't know how he says these names.
I don't know either. We're not going to dispel our curiosity. We're just gonna mispronounce them, or we're gonna trigger everyone who's watching.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
So
we channeling Black Flame today? We're not channeling our pure core
we
today.
woke up and chose violence. Um,
No. That's too old fashioned. You say I'm what is it? Cycling Black Flame.
yeah.
Right. Okay. This is go on quickly.
No, no.
Get to
What?
the
Yeah. So let's talk about like Lyndon's team, well, Mercy's team, well, the Accurate team anyway. So you have Lyndon, who has been introduced like in the past few books as getting stronger and progressing really rapidly, and he needs training, and he gets trained. All right, yeah, he has some pretty cool moments, especially early on in the book when he goes like and challenges him. No, I didn't challenge one guy. I challenged everyone here, right?
Yeah.
And he gets like the snot beaten out of him like repeatedly every single day.
Yeah.
And it's the classic. I don't want to say recipe, but it's something that's been going on for quite a few books because that's how Lyndon is, right? He gets his shit kicked into him. Then he figures out some way to like overcome the difficulty, be it through like extreme perseverance or through intelligence, be that through like literal intelligence or through draws. And then he eventually comes up with some way to defeat his opponents. Except for this book, but I'm gonna get to that later because I'm still angry about it. Anyway, um, Mercy gets surprisingly somewhat sidetracked in this book, which is good because we get
Was it
introduced to Fury.
surprising? No, was it surprising? No.
It was a little bit.
No. She's always been like a second tier character
I mean,
compared to these
yes,
three. Yeah.
but also, come on, I like
Oh,
Mercy.
you just wanted. Yeah.
I liked Mercy,
Are you a Mercy fanboy? Is this what you're revealing today?
a
Nice.
little bit. But also,
Yeah.
like there's Fury, and Fury is just way cooler. So
Yeah.
And Pride has
Pride. Pride
Pride
is very
is
proud.
kind of weird because at the start he feels very generic and stereotypical, like he's just what the name implies. And then you get into it, and then you realize, like, hang on, he's actually a fairly decent person sometimes. When he meets his match, and he feels
Yeah.
appreciated. Like when he's not constantly fighting to look up, like kind of like Daiji, but less piece of shit.
Who?
Kira's brother from last book,
Oh my god, who is this?
Station Daiji, the guy who beat the shit out of Mercy and then got
Ah,
like
yeah.
owned.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sation, the
the
Sation
little
kingdom.
brother.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, like Pride is like that, but less of a piece
Hmm.
of shit.
True. You know
And when
what? They
he,
are
yeah,
quite similar now that you pointed out. Daichi
yeah,
and
yeah,
Pride. Yeah.
I mean, they're both very proud. But like when Pride finally meets his match and feels like somewhat appreciated, or finds someone who he can appreciate as better than him, he acknowledges it. Like Mercy is better than him, and
I
unlike
think
someone like Harmony who threw a tantrum, he, tries harder. And when he finds Lyndon, who he can appreciate is better than him, he gives him the crown to advance. So good one. Plus 1 points for Pride. Maybe he didn't get much time because he got eliminated, but he gets points.
but maybe Pride was just being a good team player. If
Could
Lyndon
be,
was
yeah,
weak, he would have just eliminated Lyndon. And if
yeah.
he can't, he's just going to accept him as a teammate. So I don't know. I don't think that's. But yeah, there was a bit of a misdirection, would you call it, about his characterization in the beginning. Maybe. Now, who
I
else?
mean,
Who else is there?
am I gonna gush for about Fury for like 20 minutes? No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not.
on.
But like Fury's just he's refreshing. He is this. He's like Ethan, like 2 steps above.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, that's what
fun.
he reminds you of
It
Ethan. Yeah.
like takes away from the stick up your ass Sage Herald bullshit keeps going on, and just he's fun. And that's why I appreciate him because he's fun.
He claps at some point, and I think half the servants run away. They run out because it's too
Yeah,
noisy.
yeah, yeah.
And then he laughs, and then the other half runs away. That's Fury. And Charity is the one, right, who is so dignified and who doesn't let her guard down or anything. And then he's like laughing and clapping her on the back or something. And she feels very uncomfortable with all that.
It's just it's really nice because he feels genuine, which is weird for a sacred artist like that high, you know?
Yeah,
Like he
true.
feels like a genuine, honest person. Like he is doing this because for pretty much the same reasons like Mercy or Charity would, because they think it's the right thing to do, not because we need to get more powerful for the sake of getting more powerful. Um, so it kind of removes this like stick up your ass attitude of like viewing every underdog as like less than human.
Hmm.
um, Then you have the dragons, which pretty much personify exactly that attitude, and which is why I hate them. And I think they're written to be hated because they're not particularly fun or interesting.
They're a
It's
bit
just,
shallow, don't you think?
I
I
mean,
wish we'd.
yes, but also I think that's kind of the point. I don't think
No,
there is
we've had
much.
nice
Yeah,
enemies who were like, who had their own thing going on, like Jai Long and even
yeah, but
the Season Kingdom.
yeah, but like
We,
the Jai Long and the Shaishan Kingdom are distinctly human, and the dragons are not. The dragons are pretty much a force of nature. They pretty
but
much.
still,
I mean, they're
but
not
still,
interesting necessarily as characters, but they are interesting in like what they personify or what they exemplify. Like they're just like what would be if civilization wasn't a thing. It's just a fucking free for all of everyone who's better than everyone else dominates, and
yeah, yeah, that is like the overall. But I'm just talking about this one particular
yeah, I
Sephora. I'm
mean,
only talking about
eh,
her. All
eh.
she knows is, I can advance whenever I want, but I'm just going to wait till the contest is over or something like that.
I mean, she mostly wants to kill Yaren and Lyndon, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit, I don't know, it could have been nicely done. That's what I feel.
I didn't mind it. I think we've not seen the end of that. Is the thing.
Maybe. I hope so. Yeah, yeah.
I
Let's.
think because like she's still in the contest, right? When the spoilers, when the Abaddon come down,
Oh.
she is still in the contest, so she's still gonna be actively fighting Yaren, and I think that's a fight that like is going to continue in the next book.
Can we talk
Is that
about the
mean?
Abaddon now?
Yeah, sure.
If you want to wait.
Uh, do you have any other talking points? We haven't mentioned
No, no,
Ethan.
no. We have a lot of stuff. I'm just going to finish off the Abaddon quickly
Yeah,
so that
sure,
we can come down to Cradle.
sure.
So, what's going on? They recruit people who are
Hmm.
sufficiently advanced to join the Abaddon. And
Yep.
among the Abaddon, some of them become the judges. So, we have seven
Hmm.
judges and one is missing. Right?
Yeah.
So, the monarchs of this world, iteration 110, they've been offered a position. You can
Yep.
join the Abaddon. And they've
Yep.
all refused. Why?
Yeah.
Because apparently advancing means your IQ is going or something. All of them have reduced. They're like a handful and they've all said no. So what do these guys do? They just descend from the heavens and say, continue the tournament, continue this same plot point for another book, and we'll see if we can recruit somebody. Right? And what is this arrowhead prize he's going to give them? I didn't get that. Why does it make everything so dangerous? Like why is Yeren in danger if she wins it? Lyndon doesn't want her to win it because
Because
the
if you
monarchs
get
are going
that,
to, yeah,
because
yeah.
you're target number one for everybody on the continent, right?
They don't want anyone to have it, right? Or
Yeah,
they
I
want to
mean
grab it for
it's
themselves.
you get this and you can kill someone, anyone, at anywhere in the yeah, anywhere in the duration with a word. That makes you public enemy number one for everybody.
But what a dumb prize. If you're good enough, if you're powerful enough to go and like kill people hand to hand, why would you need this remote controlled arrowhead? I don't know.
Because you're an underlord and not a monarch.
Yeah, but you're on the way, right? You win this tournament, that means you're set. Sooner or
Yes.
later, you have to become the monarch.
Yes.
I don't. This whole concept of the whole concept of all these prizes and elixirs and all, just it's never, never really
Hmm.
stuck with me. So I don't know. This seems even more or even less sensible to me.
Right.
Right.
So
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
down to pride because ultimately the Abaddon make a point that like they only recruit people who have transcended their own iteration of their own power.
Hmm.
And we
Without
had, I
any,
think,
yeah.
a book or two ago, I don't remember who it was, but there was some guy that thinks like maybe I can make it like into Archlord or Sage or Herald or whatever sages and heralds go,
Yeah. Yeah.
rather than become monarchs.
It has to be Harmony. It sounds like something Harmony would think,
I
no?
think it's Harmony. I think it's Ghostwater. I'm fairly sure. Um, but yeah, those who have refused for their own very selfish purposes, right? Because rather than help the world at large, because you're just one planet in thousands, hundreds of thousands, who knows? You've decided, no, I'm gonna be the best on this one very specific planet to further my
It
own
just
goals.
seems very impossible. Like, why would people, the ones who have been pushing themselves to keep advancing, why would they all
Hmm.
refuse to advance to
One
the
sec.
next level?
Sorry. Okay, we're back. Sorry. So more I was saying.
Yeah. Oh, you're waiting for me. I
Yeah,
just
I'm
said,
waiting.
it's like an unbelievable thing that people who have been advancing all their life all of a sudden refuse to advance out of the planet. They'll, at least for curiosity's sake, wouldn't somebody like Ghostwater say, okay, yeah, I want to go see what's happening. I want to join your organization. Let me see if I can advance within that organization. But that just seems very believable to me. I'm just looking at all these guys like career oriented professionals. So they just have to keep
No,
moving up. That's what I feel.
no. I feel like monarchs are the top dogs because they're ambitious and they're not used to taking orders at some point, right?
That's
Because when
fair.
you're at the top
Yeah.
of the world, then you're asked, "Yeah, can you join this organization where you're gonna be like a grunt, some like dude?"
Yeah, but space travel. They get space travel and they get new weapons and new powers.
I mean, Ghost North Strider can transport across Cradle within a second, so I don't think he cares.
It's just still within Cradle. Like, see, these guys are choosing to be big fish in a small pond. They're
Yeah,
just refusing to go out of it. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, I get that, but I don't know. How can all the monarchs refuse? If it,
I mean,
I
it's
would
also
believe.
sampling bias, right?
Hmm.
Out of
Right?
all the herald, it's sampling bias because out of all the heralds and sages that have gotten to the point where they would otherwise be recruited by the Abaddon, there's only 7 that went on to become monarchs, or 8, however many there are, right? And one of them's a
Yeah.
remnant, so it doesn't even count.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one's dead, so even fewer. Like, there's not that many people left who chose to become
Yeah.
monarchs rather than like ascending to the heavens. So it's like very particular people, and all of them pretty much exclusively are dickwads. Like
Yeah.
Northsider's a prick, Malice is a
That's true.
prick, Regan's Shen's a prick. Well, I can't say about Aurelius because we haven't seen him. He's dead, and
Because he's
the only
dead.
thing, yeah. Um, who else is there?
I don't know the
Shamyara is
others.
like a 12-year-old when she became a
Yeah.
monarch, right? Like we
Nepotism.
don't
She's a
have.
nepotism hire,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. We don't have a
And the dragon.
particularly
Who's the dragon monarch?
some like sesh guy.
Okay, whatever.
He has a very long name and a very weird name.
Oh
And like
yeah,
I think they just
Sesheket or
shortened
something.
it to
Yeah,
Sess. Yeah, because like
yeah,
it's easier
yeah.
to pronounce. Um, and I
So
don't think
technically,
dragons would
is
make very good
Zeal
Abaddon.
on the sorry? Technically, is Zeal on the dragon's team? No, he's on this
No, no, no.
Reagan
He's
Shin.
on like he's with the Beast King,
Yeah, Beast King is a
who
monarch. No,
is the Beast King is a
with
herald in the employ of North Strider.
right. Okay, North Strider is the like the all the orphans. He
Yeah,
takes in all
he's
the
like the
unsold, unplanned.
yeah, precisely. But no, yeah, he like everyone is just either unfit to be an Abaddon because they're not particularly good at taking orders, dragons, or they're just assholes, or they're like lions
Yeah. Oh,
or
there's a lion.
remnants.
By the way, there's a lion in this book. Yeah.
Like most of them just aren't fit. Those
Hmm.
that are fit probably did get recruited, like Osriel, right?
So Austria was in
For that matter,
Aurelius
yeah,
from.
Osriel was the first Aurelius patriarch. Yeah,
Yeah, and there was something about him, right? Like what the announcement just mentioned, uh, Oswald, it says one of your forefathers was recruited and he did this. Was there something like that? Or am I just
there
misremembering?
was. We know that like Osriel's gift to Ethan was a marble similar
Yeah.
to
No, in
yeah.
this book, when
And I
this
think in this
heavenly, yeah,
book, the Abaddon mentioned that like every judge ascended from Cradle. Like the first Abaddon came from Cradle,
yeah, yeah.
and they went on to make like Sanctum and Outpost and whatnot.
Right. So, Now,
So
do you
we
want to?
conclude that people who like aren't choosing to become, or not choosing to become Abaddon and instead become monarchs or pricks, which
Yeah.
tracks because this is Cradle. Um,
So this guy's name is okay. Right. So what do you want to talk about next?
I mean, we can talk about the tournament itself. Like North
Shall
Riders
we?
swoops
Shall
in.
we?
I mean, it's okay. Look, I don't like you, Mr. Will White, but I will concede that that is a wicked cool way to start a tournament. You
Begin.
know, it's just like it's this dude, and like there's this whole pomp, and like everyone's coming in, and like the whole world knows about it, and then this dude just swoops in, freezes the entire place, and says, "No, we're doing this my way," and
Yeah.
everyone just goes with it because, well, might as
Yeah.
well. Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna tell him no? So yeah.
So we have all these rounds, and you know, I thought that was like the first round of the tournament.
Hmm.
Okay, so the premise was not very clear to me. It just seemed obvious that they're all on opposing teams, and when there are like so few spots, it has to be that they have to fight each other somewhere or the other.
Hmm.
It was just, these guys were not thinking about it. It was very much like Hunger Games. Have you seen it? Have you read it?
Yeah, I have seen it. I've not read it. But
You've
yeah.
seen it, yeah. So it was very much like that, or rather like reality shows, like what's those where people get eliminated. They
Hmm.
sort of form alliances, and then it doesn't matter because they're all competitors anyway, and somehow they try not to think about it. That's the
Yeah.
sort of vibe I got, and yeah, I didn't like that very much. Like they can't be so naive that
I
oh,
don't think
let's
it's
all
about being
cooperate
naive.
now.
I
Yeah,
think their goal is to make it to the top eight, like the
all of them.
Uncrowned.
Yeah, that at least made sense. Yeah, making to the
And
top
from
eight.
then on, we'll figure it out when we get there. Because ideally, who knows what will happen, right? Because the goal is to beat everyone else, not to beat each other.
True.
Um, I don't know what they would do if they all, like Mercy, Yaren, Lyndon, Ethan, actually reached top eight.
Hmm.
That would have been a very different book. It was not this book.
Yeah.
Um, though I suspect the uncrowned thing probably won't matter
Yeah,
because
that's what is. Yeah, yeah,
if Shen gets his way, then the Dread Gods are gonna come up, and Cradle is in danger of being like assaulted by Vrosher or by this Mad King dude,
yeah,
and the flow of fate has been irreparably damaged because Maciel came up and said, "You know what? No, we're just gonna fuck this up because we need help now."
yeah,
So I think from this point on, maybe like after Winter Steel is when things are gonna kick into pretty high gear when it comes to oh shit, there's a whole world beyond Cradle and we had no idea, Well, I guess Lyndon did, but not everyone else. You get the idea.
yeah, yeah. I hope that's what
Um,
happens. I hope this whole tournament thing, ends up not being much of a big deal because there are bigger things to worry about now. But I don't know.
I mean, it
Okay, the
always
tournament itself.
was a pretty big idea, right? Because like Lyndon's here because Shuriel showed him that like, oh, the Dread Gods are gonna rise and they're gonna get destroyed,
Yeah,
and then you have I don't know, Yeren who's apparently channeling the way. That's a thing.
yeah. Oh God. Okay, yeah. See, shall we talk about the nice things so that I can talk about the
You
things which
don't
I
like
didn't
okay.
like at the end?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Because yeah, the tournament was awesome. Like
Hmm.
each chapter kept on becoming bigger and more nail biting than the previous.
Hmm.
It was good fun. It was good fun throughout. And the first tournament, which I thought looked a lot like chess, but except that the pieces kept regenerating. What did you call it? You said the first tournament is a
It was a real time strategy. Yeah.
I don't know that term, so but it was good. So he kept doing that and he kept progressing and okay, I can't do this without bitching about it, but when did he have time to practice this claw thing in the middle of all the other things going on without even mentioning it to Yerin? After this black flame prisoner died, he learned this technique, and then he
Mm-hmm.
kept practicing and practicing and practicing it without letting her know. By the way, Hierin was also practicing this other thing without letting him know or whatever. It was
I think
just
he knew, right? He knew about
he
the
knew
final sword.
like yeah,
They
I
named
mean
it
yeah,
together.
he did help. Oh yeah, they named it together. True. The
Yeah.
final sword. And now suddenly that has a name. It's an icon. It's something. So if you say an icon, that means it's connected to the way. And it's just I don't know. We're so used to seeing these people struggle to get everything that this seems a bit easy. I don't. What did you think?
I mean, I think it's like natural progression. Eventually, you have to get higher and higher, right? And
Yeah.
Lyndon has pretty much all the help the continent can get. Like, he is stacked. He has a mind spirit that, like, monarchs dream about. He has literal help from the heavens in both ways because of Ethan as well. He has infinite resources for all intents and purposes. He has advanced beyond his wildest dreams. He's roided pretty much permanently.
Yeah.
Um, and then you have Yaren, who, for all her fails, she has access to the remnant and therefore the memories and abilities of a sage. And as she moves on her path, she keeps unlocking more and more. And sages are like at the peak of Archlord, which is like 2 steps below Monarch and pretty much where people get recruited for like the Abaddon. So she has basically the spirit of a guy that's like right below where the Abaddon would be, and she is currently unlocking that on top of having a blood shadow whom she is also practicing along with the sage's techniques. And like these both of these people are very very kitted out, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Good.
have a lot of resources that everyone else at their level probably wouldn't have. Like Zeal, right? He wouldn't have such resources, even though he's like an archlord before he got destroyed.
He doesn't need. Yeah, he doesn't
He
need.
didn't have such
Okay,
resources,
please.
but like
Zeal
Yaren
is
and
my
Lynn have.
favorite. Yeah. We'll come to Zeal. Yeah.
Um, so I think on the one hand it's a bit abrupt, like, oh, we also have this, and then we have this thing, and then we have, because you kind of need to keep upping the ante to make the fight interesting. But on the other hand, eh, I mean, I think that I do think it could have been given a bit more time to breathe.
No, it's like usually these books don't throw surprises like that. They
I
don't throw
think it was
like
well enough foreshadowed. Like in the case of the way, because Yaren keeps feeling something
no.
that she can't
Yeren was
explain.
fine. Yeren was fine. It's just that
It's the claw,
it's the claw. I have a problem with the claw. It's just the
right?
claw, and then this way the icon thing happened immediately after. So in my mind, it all became like there's just
Mm,
too many surprises being just come up with stuff. It was like that. But
mm.
usually these books don't throw surprises like that. Usually things are at least hinted at or built in or something. But this is just the claw was just yeah. Sorry, the rest of it was so good. I don't know why we needed the claw. He
I mean,
lost anyway, so
I'm trying to
no. At least
remember
it could
because
have
like
been
a lot
something
of the
that
end of the book is very hectic, so I'm sure someone could probably find like some reference to it. But there's a
yeah,
lot of shit
maybe
going on in that book,
maybe
especially near the end. So yeah, maybe it was
no,
referenced,
maybe
maybe we just missed it, but we
yeah.
have to
But
find some fault, right?
him just practicing and practicing. I think there is a line like that. That's what sort of
Yeah,
I didn't like
he
it.
practices with like Ross, right? So he just like has a model and he tries different things, which they all fail. And so he made like this new thing, and he hadn't had a chance to tell Yaren because like he was practicing it like the day before or something like that. And
Okay,
then,
if
you
we
know,
disregard the claw, if we disregard it, the rest is just pure awesome. No,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I
Yeren
think.
has like Aurelius level perception now, almost. She can just get into the zone and see without seeing. No,
Mhm.
that was very
Which
cool.
is pretty much
You
like
didn't like
what the
it?
way is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just it's a step above the aura, right? You have like the aura that
Mm.
permeates everything, and you have the way that binds together everything. So she is being trained to sense the way
Yeah.
by Ethan. How the fuck does Ethan know this? Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
So what level? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Shall we go to Ethan? Shall we please go to Ethan?
Yeah, sure.
Because he has managed to stay like 63rd or 64th for the in all the tournaments. I remember you asking, "Oh my God, Ethan died. What happened?" Unless he let himself be killed. Yeah, and so that was the case. He just let himself. He just games it so that he's not out of it, but also nobody like notices him.
Yeah. And he
Ethan.
just like goes up to the monarch who's like eating a veggie wrap,
Yeah,
which is just amazing. Like what the fuck?
I need to find. I need to find where he got this bread from. Does he? He uses his scissors, right? At some point, he shows up to the fight with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
favorite
He got a gift that can be
secret
molded
weapon.
into whatever
Yeah,
weapon he
yeah.
wants, and he chose the scissors because he's yeah.
Actually, there was some video on Reddit where this guy uses scissors to cut like hornets, which are bothering his
Hmm.
beehive or his whatever. So he just cuts hornets like just flying in the air. He just uses a scissor and he just cuts it.
Hmm.
So I was thinking of Ethan,
That does
and
sound like a decent thing to do because I think he
and
got like a whole bunch
he
of plants as well. So like, if any
that
hornets were to
interaction
bother
between
him,
him and Yeren,
yeah,
when they're
yeah.
just about to meet the other Aurelius team, and he gives her a slap. And she says something like, "Are you trying to get me to practice cutting an Aurelius?" Yeah, all he says is, next time dodge it.
Yeah.
Which is correct. If she's
Yeah.
being trained in this, then she should have seen it coming, right?
Yeah.
I
No.
can't
Yeah.
imagine the guts needed to slap Yeren with that gold sign and that blood shadow with its own gold signs.
Like what? Like 14 swords? It's a lot of swords.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a total of 14. True. So, yeah.
It wasn't this book where like Yeren basically tells Ethan to like you know go wild, and he just absolutely just destroys her.
When they're practice fighting,
Yeah. Yeah.
when he's training her, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she can see the hatred in his from
Yeah.
coming from him or something. Why is he like that? I don't understand. Does he have hatred in him? Isn't he a nice guy?
Who the fuck
He's a
knows?
sweetheart. He can't be hating on people. I don't know.
He is. I mean, he is Ethan, so of course he does. But he knows some things that he probably shouldn't, so to
Hmm.
speak. Right?
Maybe there's a second Marvel. Maybe he knows more, or
I mean,
maybe
it's just
yeah.
like it reeks of shit, you know. Like the Mork dies when Ethan leaves the homeland. Like, come on, like there's definitely a connection there.
So, and there is also this other guy, Aurelius Patriarch, who is missing, Osriel,
Hmm.
and this monarch is dead, and Ethan is Ethan. So, what is the connection between all these? They all have to be linked, right? So, we'll find out. How many more
Right?
books do we have? Only five.
Yeah, Wintersteel.
I
Um,
don't know the names.
yeah.
Waybound is the
So
last one. Yeah.
yeah, we only have 5 books. God damn, we've flown
Yeah.
through them actually.
10
Um,
days. We can finish in 10 days. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something. I wanted to say something. I forgot. Shit.
Ethan, the
Right.
monarch.
Yeah. So Ethan gets gifted something like by Regan Shen, which is like this miniature of his like fastest cloud ship. He's like, "You're gonna need one of those if you're gonna
Yeah.
run away." And Ethan's internal monologue is like, "I'm not gonna show any emotion because if I do, he might kill me. So
Yeah. Why is
I'm
that?
not gonna
Not
I'm not
even
gonna
a
be surprised.
smile or, yeah, not nothing.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be contemptuous. I'm not gonna be angered. I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna smile and I'm just gonna say, yeah, thank you."
Yeah.
And on the other hand, on the one hand, you should know if you're like powerful enough to even like talk with monarchs that they probably have some preternatural senses. And since he's an Aurelius, he probably could sense something like that. but he knows too much. Like he is too gamey.
Hmm.
He's too like he walks up to Northstrider, talks to him, and he knows like this guy isn't gonna kill me. Like Reagan Shen might kill me if I say anything about his gift, but like this guy, I can just pester him about my students. Like, not gonna say anything. He's gonna disappear me into
Yeah.
the crowd, and I'm gonna get back because of a fucking Aurelius. Um, it's weird,
No.
and yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean we know Ethan from book two, and you start to realize like this book and last book that you know so little about him.
Yeah. He's basically this yellow-haired clown who doesn't stop grinning, right? That's the best
Oh
description of
god,
Ethan I've seen.
yeah, it is.
Clown. And I think they all get gifted this house, and Ethan is
Mhm.
just randomly getting some the costliest possible stuff, right? He just wants his money's worth. It's so cute.
Yeah, but he's like, on the one hand, I don't need this stuff, but
Yeah,
I need some of this stuff because I need it for refining purposes.
yeah.
So I'm led to believe that like it's some very specific shit that he needs, and he's just adding all the because he said like I'm adding the rest in just so people won't
Like,
suspect me.
yeah.
What does he need, and what is he making, and how does he
I don't
know all
know.
of
He's
this? He's
thinking
not a
about his
refiner.
family. I think he wants something for his family. He needs to provide money for them. Maybe he's now the patriarch again. So
Ethan doesn't strike me as the type of person to think about the family like when the heavens descend. You
that's
know,
true. That's true.
I
Can we talk
think
about
yeah.
Lyndon and sorry, were you saying something?
No, no. I mean, to conclude, I think Ethan is playing on something bigger, which isn't shocking because this is Ethan. But
Yeah.
we're very close to knowing what that is, and I can't fucking guess what it is, and it's pissing me off.
Hmm.
My best guess: something akin to what like the Royal Madra thing with like Shamira and Shah, whatever,
Okay.
where instead of transferring her powers, he just transfers his knowledge through like one big dream tablet into Ethan or something. I don't know. Probably not. Uh, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
I was going to say, let's talk about Lyndon and Erin.
Hmm.
When they get the house gift, what does Lyndon say?
Yeah, like, do they want to move in? And he realizes what he said, and just, god damn it, these people are dense. Like,
Oh, but then the soul, what is it? The rainbow soul or someone?
yeah,
The the voice. It's so sweet. It says, "Are you being pressured into this? You can just tell me," and all that. And Erin is so gruff, so cute. She's like,
Aaron. So yeah, she's like Aaron,
yeah.
Um, yeah.
So
I feel like I'm forgetting so much from this book. We haven't even talked
yeah,
about Zeal extensively. We've only referenced
we
him a
need
few
to
times.
talk about Zeal. Zeal is my boy. I'm so happy with him. He's like he just goes, doesn't do anything. He just waits for some time and then just picks a crown. And people don't notice him when he's sitting somewhere. And he thinks if there is so much empathy, people they don't sense it probably. I love Zeal. I think only at the end he feels some sort of hope, right? He's
Hmm.
given some gift which is like helpful for his twisted Madra channels or something, and he's like, maybe I can hope. Maybe I can hope you know, to be like before or something. But
Hmm.
it's sad, but I like him a lot. He's so much fun. What about you? What do you think of Zeal the boy?
So for one, he's 35, which is a bit ridiculous to think about.
Yeah,
Um, that's on the one
Ethan
hand.
is
On the other
34.
hand, um, I wanted to mention something. Right, because he's like the Archlord of the Dawnwing sect, right? And then this guy, this Redmond Hall guy, well, he's not Redmond Hall, some guy, some Stormbringer, I don't remember what it was, some like Dready God cultist dude, is like going to the same crown like Zeal is, and he notices like, oh, I'm just gonna leave, I'm gonna go get something else. And then he turns around, and then like the cultist goes like Dawnwing, and Zeal like thinks there's like two paragraphs. One, that cultist was there that night, Second
Yeah,
paragraph. Next things he'll know is he's holding a hammer full of blood and like
blood.
brains and a
Yeah,
crown. And it's like, what the fuck is this guy?
yeah,
Who
yeah.
is this guy? What is this guy? Yeah, no, that's he is he's great. He's I think that's the best way to put it. He's just great.
Right, the big thing. Lyndon versus Yaren.
Yeah.
Who did you think would win?
Who did I think would win? I mean, come on. Like everyone thought like Lyndon was gonna win.
Yeah,
I,
it wasn't it
I
that?
think it's
Yeah,
an
that's how
ongoing
it was
like
being
debate that
set up.
like, Lyndon should have won. But no. I think in retrospect,
Mhm.
Yaren has to win because Yaren is the only person who has a motivation to win. Right? Like a proper motivation to win. Like
Like
Lyndon
what?
has this abstract thing of, yeah, I'm gonna win, but then I have like infinity resources, and I'm not fighting because of anything specific. I'm just fighting because, well,
In the sense, if Yaren loses this, she doesn't have anything else. Like she doesn't have any other option.
yeah, because like Lyndon's motivation to become Underlord is I don't want to be worthless. You lose this tournament, you're like top 16. You're not worthless. You have more things that anyone else that on the same level and not above you has. He has a house of all himself. He has a garden. He has all the resources of the Akura clan. Yaren wants to fight because she doesn't want to be left behind and lose people. She loses this, she's boned. Because what happens then? She lets down her master. She feels like she's going to be overtaken by her blood shadow. She feels like she's going to be left behind by Lyndon, by Ethan, by Mercy, by everyone. It's bad. And so, like, only Yaren has that motivation to go the extra mile, which is why she does from the get go. It's like absolutely
It was
batter
so
him.
good. Oh, it was
It's,
so
yeah.
good. Her whole this competitive streak, like I need to see that, Lyndon. Why are you holding back? It was that. Oh, it was really well written. That whole part, the whole frustration and anger that this guy, he's still treating her as if she's some delicate person who can't handle it, and then she just
Mhm.
kicks his ass anyway. Oh, that was so good. Information requested. How to drag Lyndon out of self pity? Wasn't that the
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
That's well done. Yeah. Dross is good. We all should have a Dross.
We all should have a
No?
Dross, yeah. Dross is uh Dross is in a weird state in this book where he is simultaneously starting to understand humans in a better sense, but also he's
Yeah.
incredibly sarcastic.
Oh, his sarcasm is off the roof in this.
Like
He's so
it's
bad.
more I feel like it's more biting because he's starting to understand these people better. Like he
Yeah.
understands what makes them take what they feel, why they feel, and so he just like goes for the throat every time.
Yeah.
Uh, could you simulate the battle for Yaren? Oh, it's gonna take so long, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm in your head, you don't listen to me. But when he points a finger,
Yeah.
and then
Dross
you
is
have like
awesome.
the genuine moments of Dross being like, "I thought you didn't understand humans." Well, no, I don't, but I can listen. I'm good
I
at
can
listening.
listen. Yeah. Yeah. That was good. And he also
And
had that.
like, yeah,
I think one of his my favorite lines was his mother is watching, so we have to be very sneaky when we stab him in the back. Uh, yeah.
so
So at the
I think
end,
the
North Strider
takeaway, yeah,
finds
go on.
out about Dross. North Strider wants to know about Dross. You predicted something fun for that. What do you think
I
North
did,
Strider will do? You said something like he will take Lyndon under his wing and be nice to him or something. No? Did you say
I
that? You
did.
didn't say that. I thought you said. I didn't think that, but that was a good prediction.
No, I think. Hmm.
No, my thought is Northsider is angry with him, but then you said something like you know, he's not such a bad guy. He's probably just going to start training Lyndon or something like that.
I think so. Here's the deal: North Strider made Ghostwater for the explicit purpose of making something like Dross.
Yeah, I know
Right?
Dross is made,
Dross
and
is the confirmation of his experiment, and depending on North Strider's ambitions, you know, And I don't think you could organize a tournament like this and then hijack it to kill the guy with whom you're most impressed.
He wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't do that. Yeah.
I don't think he needs Dross as much as someone like Lyndon does. And I think Northstrider can probably acknowledge that by influencing Lyndon, he can probably make more use of him against the other monarchs or against like the dread gods are currently showing up rather than by like killing him, dissecting him, and then taking up his taking across from his
Okay.
remnant, which is
Yeah.
yeah. Like I think someone like Regan Shen would do that, no doubt,
True.
but not Northstrider. Um, Other than that, I think the other reason I'm thinking this is because Ethan showed up to Northstrider and said, "You know what? Maybe you should look into my disciple. You know, like poke him a bit, like
Mm-hmm.
this." And he's like, "Maybe you should look into my disciple. You know, maybe maybe we could do something here." And yeah, Northstrider pointedly ignores him, but he's also not stupid.
True.
I assume he's not stupid. I wouldn't know.
We
I
don't
mean,
know him yet. Yeah. All we know is he eats dragons. So
we don't even know what he came across
sorry.
because it's like he came across something at the deep, and like he has the most like the strongest like hunger madra path in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. What the path of the hungry deep?
Which okay, I should note like this is pretty much book 7 is pretty much the first time we come across any display by these people. Like we only had Malice so far, right?
Yeah.
They had Malice and like Skysworn showing up like in a fucking Godzilla suit to fight like the Fleeting Phoenix. Beyond that, we have only glimpses of Northstrider and Ghostwater, and
Yeah.
absolutely no mention of Shamyar. And now here they are, 6 books later,
All in the same room.
all in the same room after they were introduced by Shuriel. And like, yeah, Cradle is a small series, and yeah, Cradle is fairly tight knit, and yeah, it wasn't released very long, but like that's impressive.
Yeah. It is. It
On
is.
some
Yeah.
level, it is impressive.
No, our friend Cyril, who was reading, who just looked through the first book along with us, I think he said something like, "So much has been set up so early in the book, or so early in the series, and I didn't know." So, as you're saying, all this we were shown even in the first book, right?
And I'm
In
sold.
all the
Yeah.
visions, yeah, all of them we've seen. Nice. I'm very happy. So, do you want to talk about the bloopers and then wind up?
Oh
What
god,
is your
I don't
favorite?
actually remember the bloopers.
There
Can
was
you like fill
the
me in?
how did a sage get killed by a bunch of jades?
Yeah. Which,
It's
by
not
the
a
way,
plot hole. Yeah.
side
Yeah.
note, Wintersteel's prologue, which is like I read the first sentence and then just stopped.
Why it
Information
is Orcos,
requested:
right?
the death of the sage of the of the like the sword sage, because he knows that like, he brought this up, and everyone who
Which book
didn't
are you
ask the
talking
question
about?
before, Wintersteel, next book 8.
Oh, you started the first line, is it? Okay, okay,
I
yeah.
read the first line and I quit
Ah.
immediately because we had to do the recording. And yeah, then the next book starts with information requested: the death of the sword sage, because he
Mhm.
knows exactly what he did when he brought this up.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So it's because something is wrong in Sacred Glory, right? Because
yeah,
Orcos
Sacred
was
Valley,
also like
Jade.
de-advanced or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the problem there. And
and
that's why he
we didn't
got.
question it at the time because we didn't know what the fuck a sage
Oh,
meant,
yeah.
because her
What?
highest point was
Sage.
like gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's a
Okay,
sage? Is that a
so
really advanced gold? Cool, neat.
nice. Yeah. He was trapped and he was poisoned and he died.
Yeah.
So what? There was also one blooper on, I think, Markiel trying his remote.
Oh yeah. The
Oh,
brochure. I want to watch the brochure.
and for some reason it's what's that? Little blue facing Ethan,
Yeah.
facing Yeren. Sorry, facing Lyndon.
And she pulls out a
Huh?
knife, which
Yes.
is Lyndon's greatest weakness since Elder Whitehall.
Ah, but he did kill Elder Whitehall.
Yeah, he did, because he didn't pull out a knife on him. I think I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah, that was fun. So right. So next is Winter Steel. And I've
Yeah.
heard like this is like the pinnacle, and after this, the series sort of goes down. But let's see.
I mean, I've heard it
Maybe
doesn't go too far down. Like,
not too
maybe a
far
bit down.
down. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe like
Everyone hates
Black
the
Flame
book
down.
4. Yeah. Okay, we'll
And
wind
Black
up.
Flame, we love Black Flame. So, yeah, sure.
We liked it. We liked all of it. Yeah. Even
So,
this, though
yeah.
I found so many problems with it, but still.
Well, I mean, so many. We had like 3 problems in an entire book, which we
I mean,
loved
we'd
and
had
adored.
no
So,
problems in any of the previous books, so that's why it feels a
we,
little.
yeah, I guess.
So,
Anyway,
all right.
if we continue, yeah, we should wind up. So, thank you very much for both watching, hi, and listening. I have been Lee, which we didn't do the introductions earlier,
Yeah. I'm Mora, and
and
good night.
good night.
Bye.